Well, it's a brand new year. Brand new year, and I love that it is a 2020. So it's like a new year, and it's a new decade. Like, woo, like a new decade, yes. And so I love the new year. I love like the feeling of excitement at the beginning of the year. I like setting intentions. I like resolutions. I like all of that stuff. I see a resolution, or the beginning of the year, as a time to kind of focus again and reevaluate. Like, what did I do this last year? What worked? What didn't work? Where did I really succeed? Where did I drop the ball and maybe would like to do a little better this year? I always think of this quote, which Wayne Dyer does get credit for it, but I think Stephen Covey said it first. If we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to keep getting what we're getting. And so this time of year, it's kind of fun to kind of look at that. What do I want to keep doing that was working out so well? What do I want to stop getting? Right? What do I want to stop? Resolution actually means resolving to do this, resolving to not do that. Right? And so that's really like what we're all about. Resolving to do this and not that. And so we can kind of look at that over this year. Now in New Thought, metaphysics, the unity philosophy, what that breaks down to is, am I loving my experience of life? Am I loving my life right now? Or there's some things I want to change. Now no matter how much we're loving our life and loving the experience that we are in, we're made to actually keep expanding into new experiences. So even when things are going great and we're really loving everything, it's our nature, it's our divine nature to keep expanding and to keep growing into the next brightest version of ourselves. Okay, like a ray of the sun, it keeps shining outward. It doesn't stop when it gets to a certain point. Okay, Pluto, man, that's far enough. I'm gonna go home now. It doesn't do that. Man, Pluto. That's messed up, man, right? I think it should be a planet. I think it should be a planet. Okay, so a lot of us do tend to think about new things, new experiences at the first of the year. A lot of us do. Well, I found out something really interesting a couple of days ago, and that the latest research says that people will give up on their New Year's resolutions by January 12th. That's next Sunday. And I haven't even written down my resolutions yet, right? But that's next Sunday. Now what happens is that the reason, and I know I used to do this too, for many years I would get a brand new journal at the beginning of the year. I'd write down all my New Year's resolutions, all my intentions. And then for a few days I would write in this journal. Well, then next January would roll around and I'd get a new journal. And I'm like, ooh, right? Well, when we moved back in 2010, I found a big box of journals that had the first 5 pages written in them. And there was like 15 of them. There was a lot. So back then I realized, what I'm doing isn't working. It's not enough to just write it down. That's just not enough. When we want to have a brand new experience, what happens is that we actually have to become a person that can have that experience. We are changing our mental tendency. So we're becoming new. We're becoming different. Okay, we're becoming somebody who lives life a little differently. But we do have to first know what we want. And so right now, we can all probably think of a new thing we'd like to bring into our life this year. Okay, a new experience, just, something new that we want to experience for 2020. But if we don't have that experience right now, which we don't, or we wouldn't be asking for it in 2020, it's because right now we're not living the life of that person, that their life naturally includes that experience. So this is why we are becoming, this is why we are changing, right? We're expanding our consciousness. So we have to become a new person, okay? So for example, the most popular resolutions are to have improved health, to have improved finances, to have improved relationships. And so people think about that and they write it down in their journals. Okay, and they're like, wow, that would be amazing. Like I could imagine how I'd like my health to improve over this year and like what I could do. Maybe then the next year I could do something even bigger with that great health. And I'm gonna make more money this year. Like I would love that. I could see my checking account getting bigger. I'd love that. Oh, and I would love to have better relationships, right? To go deeper and be more authentic and real and like really get to share the real of the real that's in me. I would love to do that. And then so many of us sit back and think, wow, that would be so great if that happened. Like if that happened, right? Okay, so I'm gonna use another example then, so you can really see how funny this is, how funny it is to think this. Imagine someone wants to learn Japanese, or Gaelic, okay, or Elvish. You know, Tolkien, well, he created an entire language for Lord of the Rings. What if somebody wanted to learn Elvish, and they wrote it in their journal? Like, I want to learn a new language. Wouldn't that be so cool if that happened? Like if I just woke up one day? Like, okay? When we're waiting for something, when we want something to happen to us, we think it'd be great if it happened. Well, that's implying that we need something out here to change so we can have that thing. And then really what that goal turns into is wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. And we're not about wishful thinking. You're not designed to sit around and do wishful thinking all day. It's not what we were designed. We are designed as an infinite being in a body. We were designed to allow that goodness to come through us, for us, as us. Creation, we are the center of creation in our lives. It is coming through us. You would not sit and look out into your backyard and think, man, it would be so great if a garden happened out there. I'm just gonna wait and see. Maybe some birds will drop some seeds of something I really want to eat, right? Where we used to live, crows would drop weird metal things in our yard. They like sparkly things, right? Okay, so when we are setting a New Year's resolution or setting a new intention for the year, what we're doing is we are deciding, I want to be this person who has this thing. I'm ready to be this person. I'm ready to grow into the next brightest version of myself. That is what I'm ready to do. Now this can sound scary when I say this to people, like individually. I'm like, well, you just have to become a more expanded version of yourself. And they're just like, oh, that sounds really scary. I don't think so. But okay, I'm going to share something that I did last year that wasn't a huge deal. In our Saturday morning book club, one of the ladies mentioned once a month, she has lunch with a friend. And I was thinking, I have a dear friend, and she's been a dear, dear, dear friend to me since 2007. And I could probably count the times I had seen her in the last 5 years on one hand. And she lives in Loma Linda. Right? It's not like she's my Canada friend, okay? I know people who have friends in Canada who see their friends more than I see my friend in Loma Linda. So when I heard this gal talking about seeing her friends once a month, I thought, okay, so right now I'm a Deanna who goes home and says, man, it would be great to see Wendy. That would be great if that happened. Like I'm thinking we'll run into each other somewhere, right? Okay? I stopped being that Deanna. I opened up my calendar, I looked for my next free morning. I wrote her in that morning. I texted her, I said, I'm free for lunch on Tuesday, can you meet me? And she was like, oh my God, that's a great idea. I became different. I became a Deanna who reached out to her friend. That's what becoming a new person is about, really. We're just doing a little different thing. Okay, we stop doing the thing that keeps us from having what we want, and we start doing a thing which will help us become the person where that is included in our lives. So I stopped being a person who wished she'd run into her friend, and I became a person who just called. And now, since that has happened, we've had breakfast once a month now, and I want to say, like, this will be our 6th month of doing that.
Yay.
That was all. That was all. Okay, so someone who wants to have good health, improved health, they would stop doing any harmful behaviors to their health, right? We all know. We know what we're doing, right? So we just pick one thing and stop doing it, okay? Like for me, it was like a whole bunch of stuff, but somebody could stop maybe sitting in front of the computer all day. There's actually an app you can put on your phone that will let you work at something for 25 minutes and then it yells at you to get up and walk around for 5 minutes, right? And so that's what I do, like when I'm here, because you get engrossed in something and pretty soon it's 3 hours. And when you stand up, you're like this. Well, I am. Not anymore though, because I get up and move, okay? So you stop doing a thing that doesn't support good health and do a new thing that does support good health. Okay, like stretching, deep breathing, doing the best with what you've got right here and right now. That always moves us into the next brightest version of ourselves. Somebody who wants to have prosperity in their life, right? More prosperity, increase their income. They stop doing a lack behavior, maybe stop complaining about their money or their debt, stop mindlessly spending when they get bored or upset or stressed, and then do a new thing. Right? Maybe open a savings account, or maybe sit and think about, well, what is it that I would really like to purchase? Where do I really want to direct my money toward? Okay, practice gratitude. That's a powerful way to increase anything in our lives. Practice gratitude. Okay, do the best with what we've got right here and now. Maybe somebody wants to live their life purpose. Okay, live their life purpose, to contribute to the expansion of the good in their life right here and right now, to contribute to the expansion of good for the world. Because, when we do something in our life, it radiates out. Right? We're not keeping it contained. Our good, it keeps going because good is expansive. So it keeps on going. So somebody who wants to live their life purpose could decide, well, I'm going to stop waiting for life to happen to me. I'm going to stop waiting to be discovered. I'm going to stop waiting for somebody to just tell me what to do. Okay, and instead, start doing a thing to help them live their purpose. Start engaging with life right here and now, right? Start looking for opportunities to express themselves, right? Their true, authentic self. And do the best with what they've got. Expanding our good. So it's those little things. It's the little things that we're doing that guide us into becoming the person where that experience we want then becomes an included part of our life. We're not chasing after it. We're including it. It's being welcomed in, and it comes in on its own when we've made the space for it. This is our divine design. Okay, this is what you were designed to do. You were designed to keep on expanding the good through your life. It can be small, incremental steps. It might be a brand new adventure. Okay, but little steps toward the good. Those little things toward the good are the good, and they keep expanding. They will keep getting bigger and bigger. So we just keep choosing to grow into a new version of ourselves, and we continually carry more light that way. Right? We can carry a lot of light in this body, but we can always carry more. But we have to grow into that person who carries more light. So today we're going to be doing something called the White Stone Ceremony. And the story of the White Stone Ceremony, it's inspired from the book of Revelation. And I know that can be kind of a scary book for people. But the book of Revelation is actually about hidden things. It's hidden meanings and symbols. And it was written by the disciple John when he was in exile on this island. I think it's called Patmos. But the white stone is about revitalization and renewal. The white stone is about letting something go that doesn't serve us anymore, to call in, to call forth, to bring forth that is bigger and brighter in our lives. So it's about a fresh start. That's what the white stone is about, a fresh start. So this is the verse. He who has ears, let him hear what the Spirit says. And then this is what the Spirit says. To him who overcomes, I will give to eat of the hidden manna. And I will give him a white stone, and on the stone a new name written, which no man knows except he who receives it. So he who has ears. I know a lot of times we might think that we have great ears, like we're hearing. But I know in my own experience what that might look like is like, okay, hearing is about receiving our divine guidance and listening to it, right? Have you ever received divine direction and then thought, I'd really have to change my life a lot to do that? well, that could be really hard. What if like my friends stopped liking me because all of a sudden I went off sugar, right? That was my big one last year. And I actually had friends get mad at me because I stopped eating sugar and flour. Like they couldn't handle that, right? They got used to it, but sometimes when we make changes, the people around us don't like those changes so much. And sometimes we think maybe that change would be too hard. Or sometimes we think, oh, I could never do that. And we hear that guidance and we think, oh, that's just wishful thinking. It's because I want it so bad. That's me. I was just making that up. We have ears, but we're not hearing it if we're not also acting on it. He who has ears, let him hear that. Okay, so we have to act on the divine guidance also. And then to him who overcomes will receive the hidden manna, right? Overcoming. We all have something in our lives that we want to overcome. And we think, okay, yeah, it's this situation, it's this circumstance, it's this event, it's something in my history that I need to forget. There's this thing is in my way. This thing is blocking my good. But it's not a thing. Our obstacle is not a thing. Our obstacle is not anything that we think it is. Our obstacle is our limitation thinking. Our obstacle is thinking that there's something out there bigger than God working through us. Our obstacle is thinking that has power over God and can stop our good, right? But God is bigger than anything in its way. Love is bigger than anything in its way, right? So that's our obstacle, is our own limitation thinking. So we have to overcome unconscious programming. Okay, that's the overcoming. The programming that keeps us small and scared and stuck in our comfort zone, afraid to try new things, afraid to have new adventures. Okay, that's our limitation thinking. Now, we may actually have a spiritual practice in the morning. Like my spiritual practice, like after an hour of it, I'm like on fire, right? I'm like, yeah, woo, I'm so aligned with my divinity. Like, yeah, this is me, aligned with my divinity. And then I'll go out into the day where life gets lifey and I'll get in my car. Like, why does everybody have to cut me off? Why are there so many bad drivers? Right? Why? That's not overcoming. No matter how great we feel in our morning spiritual routine, if we walk out into life and we think, God, why do bad things happen? Why am I struggling with this? I am having a hard time. I never can make enough money. Why do other people do things so much easier than me? Why is everything so hard? We haven't overcome. And if we haven't overcome, we can't receive that manna, that secret manna, which is spiritual wisdom. We can't receive it because we can't put our hand out. It's being given to us, but we cannot put our hand out to receive it because we are distracted. So if we're not listening, we're not overcoming, we're not able to express our good. So you've heard of the 10 Commandments, right? Okay. The third commandment, do not take the Lord's name in vain. This is commonly accepted as just a warning against blasphemy. It says, you shall not make wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not acquit anyone who misuses his name. That sounds like an unforgivable curse, right? We have the unforgivable curse. You know what that is, right? From Harry Potter?
That is good.
There you go. But in the book Prosperity's 10 Commandments, the third commandment is, we shall not speak the word of lack or limitation. Okay, what is God's name? I am. What is God's name in you? I am. The indwelling presence, I am. The spirit we are expressing right here now, I am. The spirit that we emanate from, the great source we are an emanation of, that we are part of the all, because God is all things, that means us. I am. I am. I'm stuck. I'm unlucky. I'm so poor. I'm really frazzled and hating this. I'm so upset with the government. I'm so upset with the life. I'm so upset with my neighbors. I'm so put upon. That is speaking lack and limitation. That's the blasphemy right there. Not honoring our divine nature. Now the reason The reason that the Lord will not acquit anyone who misuses his name. We reap what we sow. As long as we keep speaking the word of lack and limitation, we will keep experiencing lack and limitation. It's karma. That's the repetition of karma. Is a mental tendency, the expression of a mental tendency. It can be changed. It can be overcome. It can be overcome. But we have to listen. We have to act on divine direction. We have to acknowledge that we are the divine walking around in a body. We have to acknowledge that. It's our responsibility. So to him who overcomes, I will give to eat of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone, and on the stone a new name written, which no man knows except he who receives it. So we overcome our limitation thinking. We overcome this need to unconsciously speak words of lack, because when I remember this, I might think about, don't speak words of lack, it's not good, right? But when I think this, every spoken word launches some idea into my life, and I'm going to see it. Yeah. Every spoken word launches a new experience for me. All right, what did I do today? Do I want to do it again tomorrow? Okay, every spoken word. If we're stuck in limitation, our I ams can feel really heavy. Okay, I'm tired of struggling. I'm sick of not having enough. Why does this keep happening to me? Our I am statements don't have to start with I am. They can also be, why me? Why me? So to him who overcomes, we have to be willing to acknowledge that we may be living a life based on the idea of lack. Acknowledge it. We just acknowledge this could be a possibility. And if we find during our day that we feel miserable in any way, like because something out here is making our lives miserable, we just may be stuck in limitation thinking. Okay? We have a limited idea of what we are. So to give to eat of the hidden manna, that's when we receive spiritual truth, spiritual understanding, and the ability to practice it in a practical way. This isn't complicated stuff. I mean, I know I can make things really complicated. I don't know about you guys. Can make it complicated, but it's not. It's not. It's first remembering, it's going through the unity principles, right? God is all things. God is all things. Everything that's ever been, everything yet to be, every brilliant idea. God is the source of things, of substance that's pure potential, that hasn't been created yet. It's a substance, right? Waiting to be created. Everything is an emanation of God in some form. And that means us. That means me. That means you. That means me. Do this. That means me. Go like this with your fingers. That means me. That means me. I'm created in the image of my Creator. As God creates in the universal, we create in our lives through the Word. God created the Word. Word is divine intention, divine activity. We create in our life with our Word divine intention, divine activity. Okay, that's what creates. And so right there, then we can start stepping into the truth of who we are, and we can live from that. So this white stone is about embodying a new consciousness. And I know you can see them when you walked in this morning, this lovely setup here with all these stones. The stone is a secret, and this doesn't mean, or what's written on it is in secret. It's just for you. Doesn't mean you can't share it. You can share it, but you're the one that does the work. You're the one who decides. This is the consciousness I want to embody, that I'm ready to embody. I'm so willing to be this now. I'm excited to embody this consciousness now. What would it take to have the experience that you want to have this year? Okay, and then that's the consciousness. That you're so ready. The white stone, this is about stepping into our concept of ourselves in God and God in us, God as us, right? So our old name that we walked in here, our old name is what we walked in here last week. We walked in with it last week, and then we did the burning bowl ceremony. But if you were not here for the burning bowl ceremony, you can just decide, okay, I'm ready to let it go. Let it go. And then you embody a new way of living. Okay, so your new name will be a consciousness that you want to become. And it's a consciousness that will allow you to grow. So I'm going to explain this because you're going to think about this for a few minutes. We're going to do meditation, but things you could put on your stone might be something that could be prefaced with the I am. Okay, so you could put on there powerful creator, cosmic expression, faith, kindness, courage, the doorway to abundance. I am the doorway to abundance. Love, awareness, light expanding. Okay, there's all kinds of things you could put on there. And then just decide, we'll do this meditation, and so in meditation I'll walk you through a few things. Also, Kevin has a list of words, and in a few minutes he's going to put them up on the board, some consciousness, if you want some ideas, okay? Then, so we'll do meditation, and you're going to contemplate it for a little bit. We're going to sing another song for you and give you a chance to come pick out your stone and sit down again. But after the service then, I have acrylic pens out in the other room in Harmony Hall, so you can write your word with an acrylic pen, which is more like a paint. Okay? So you can even decorate your stone a little. Any stone painters in here? Like, it's a big thing right now, like to decorate little stones and hide them like in places. Me and my mom made a bunch and put them in our neighbor's yard for fun. Okay, so the white stone ceremony, your stone, you're going to get to look at it and be reminded. Be reminded of what it is that works through you, for you, as you. When you deliberately align yourself with your divine nature, okay, when you deliberately align yourself with that power that creates worlds, you are given leverage. Like, you are given the leverage that helps you to become the next brightest version of yourself. The minute you align with that, right, that moment, the universe is conspiring through you, for you, and as you. Okay, the universe has all of this good ready for you. All of this good. That is one of the definitions of source, love, the divine urge of spirit to express itself through all of its creations. The urge, it's already wanting to give you all that you can handle and more. And more. So be ready for that and more. So you're the means for so much good to come into this world. That's what you were designed for. To be the means for good expanding. So you're not meant to just sit and hope and wait something good will happen. Wouldn't it be great if I got up tomorrow and there was a new car in my driveway? Right? If I had the Millennium Falcon. Right? You're meant to be that activity. You're meant to be that activity. You are designed to be that activity. You're designed to be the creator of good in your life. So when you're feeling lack, that feels terrible. Lack feels terrible. This is how you know it's not in alignment with your divine nature, right? Because it's the things that feel good to us that are in alignment with who we are as a divine being. Lack is not part of our programming. We are not meant to sit in lack. That's why it feels bad. So we move away from it, right? That's why fire is hot and we know to pull our hand back if we touch it. We wouldn't just be like, so hot, I hate when fire's so hot. Fire's really mean, right? We wouldn't do that. We pull back. It's like, whoa, that didn't feel good. I'm changing what I'm thinking about right now. I'm going to focus on something different, okay? That's how we create heaven on earth. That is how we create heaven on earth. So until next time, remember that you are the activity of spirit in a body. You are the heart and the hands of spirit in this world. You are a soul designed for growth and goodness, designed to do all of this stuff. And everything you do, you are blessed. And so it is.
So it is. Amen.
Okay, so we're going to do a couple things now. First of all, we're going to go through a meditation to let you start thinking about this. Okay? Just be thinking about this. All right? So I'm just going to invite you all to just feel yourself sitting comfortably where you are. We'll have the lights are going to go dim for us. And I just want you to feel right at the center of your chest a radiant golden ball of light. And then just imagine this light shines a golden ray down to the center of the planet. And your light mixes with the loving, nurturing emerald green light of Mother Earth. Mother Earth, the very first energy that greeted you on the day you were born. And then see this light mixing with yours and shining back up through the planet, the gold and the green ray of light, up through your feet and into your heart center. And now visualize your heart center growing, as expanding. So it completely surrounds you, but it keeps expanding, for this is the nature of you as light. And so now your heart center is bigger than this room, bigger than this building, bigger than the city, even bigger than the planet. And as you're floating in space, you see this beautiful blue marble that we call home. And you affirm in that brilliant imagination of yours, I am. I am. I am created in the image and likeness of my Creator. I am. My consciousness is the Christ consciousness. I am. I am the heart and the hands of God in this world. I am. I am designed to create. I am designed to expand the good in my life. I am. I am designed to embody any consciousness I want. They're all available to me now. I get to choose. Faith, love, courage, enthusiasm, resourcefulness. They are all available to me, through me. So I get to pick one to focus on, or 5, or 100, because they are all through me, for me, as me. Grace is the givingness of Source. Anything that is needed, I allow grace in my life. I call on grace. I walk with grace. Anything I need is available right now. I love to call on the qualities of Spirit so I can think about them more and embody them more. Trust, gratitude, forgiveness, wellness. I am a magnet for good. It's what I was designed for. I listen and hear when Spirit speaks to me. I hear divine direction. I act on it. because courage is part of who I am. Stepping out of the comfort zone is part of who I am. It's what my soul loves. Me as a soul, I love that. I am. And I send that light out before me, and it paves the day with loving kindness. It opens the doors. I see and am aware of new opportunities. And I expand my good. It's what I do. And I am so happy and grateful. So take another deep breath. It's time to come back into this room. Now you can go to this beautiful space in space whenever you want to. And go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Okay? All right. Now, as you're sitting here, I'm going to have you think about this for a couple of minutes. And the band, we're going to do a song for you that is about who you are as a being of light in a body. Right, so come on up here, Unity Band. Also, in your bulletin, there's an extra page with some affirmations on it. If you want to write down any kind of levels or areas of consciousness or thoughts, you can go ahead and do that, okay, while we're doing this. All right, this song is called The Kindest Light, and it's about you. Okay? I see in you courage to choose again when all of life is broken open. You reach toward the sun and let the new day begin. I see it in your heart, it's wide open. I see in you the kindest light that I've ever seen. I see in you every possibility, life abundantly, living happy and free. And when I see you, I do believe. I see in you courage to choose what's kind, to stand your ground and break it all open. You reach toward the light, you see it inside. Every angry word that's ever spoken, I see in you the kindest light that I've ever seen. I see in you Your arms are always wide open. I see in you the kindest light that I've ever seen. I see in you every possibility. Life abundantly, feeling happy and free. And when I see you, I do believe. I do believe. Whew. Thank you very much. Okay, in just a moment, Carol is going to just play some piano.